Okay, so we've got 2 extra sheets of the book that we're upcycling. And this is a cool thing I saw on Pinterest, sorry about that. And we're going to make little book tassels. You're going to take 2 sheets, 1, 2, hold them evenly together, and you're going to cut up and stopping about an inch from the top. And you're going to keep going. You're going to cut. Now, if you're very meticulous and OCD, you can make little tick marks along the bottom using your rotary mat to kind of measure. I live life dangerously and I do it by eye, so I'm going to cut by eye 1/4 inch or so slits. I go all the way along the bottom, like so. Alright, so here we have our 2 sheets. Woo! It's like a hula skirt, right? Now, first things first, you're going to lift your top one, and that inch that you've left along the top, you're going to brush a thin layer of either paper glue, or I'm using the Mod Podge. You could also use just plain Elmer's glue, watered down a little bit in water to brush it on. And I'm going to place this on top. Be as even as possible, but if it's a little uneven, no big deal, right? So now you've got those 2 stuck together. Next, you're going to do another thin coat along the top, not bottom, top, sorry. What you're going to do is you're going to roll it. Trying to get this in camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, roll and roll along the top. Now, it's not going to look great up top. Don't worry. No big deal. Use your finger to kind of press. And then put a final layer of Mod Podge along the seam. Hold it tight. Now you're going to cinch that down. It'll get sticking quickly. So you're going to hold it down and let it dry. See, it's already starting to stick. Grab a button. Now these are totally boring buttons. This is a last minute project that I decided to do. So if I had better planning, I would have gotten really cool buttons to put, to make these really festive looking. So if you're going to do this, I would recommend stopping at Joann's and getting some fun, maybe gold brocade buttons. They have a ton of buttons now at vintage thrift shops. I think I'm going to start a button collection for the craft room, just so I always have some cool buttons on hand. But at any rate, we're going simple. So this is a button that, generally speaking, look at how big your tassel is. You can make these as big or as little as you want, but you kind of want to cap the top. So this fits. So I've threaded a piece of string. You could use embroidery floss or thread, or even ribbon, depending on the size. And you're going to make a knot. Let's see if that's thick enough. Might have to go a couple more times. Let's see. It works. So now you want to take it through. You're going to make a loop. Basically, what are we doing here? We're making a a hanging. Oh, look who came. My cat decided to show up. Hi, Moon. So you're making a loop to hang it on the tree. So roughly cut your size and thread it down the hole across it. Keeping in mind how big you want your loop, start making your knot on the other end. Perfect. Trim your ends. You don't have to, it just kind of helps neaten things up a little bit when you glue this to the top of the tassel. So we have this guy waiting. This is pretty set and stiff, so it is time to finish off our little book tassel. What I do is I grab some paper scrap, and you'll have much paper scrap in this whole endeavor here. Crumple up a little in the middle. Why am I doing this? It just gives a more flat area to glue the button on. Before I glue the button on, though, I want to make this top really pretty. And you can do what you want here. You can do something really decorative. This is really pretty, although it doesn't work really well with Mod Podge. You're going to need a hot glue gun for something like this, and you can just wrap the top up like that. Should be really pretty. Going kind of with the colors I have going on in the library, I'm sticking with maybe a more simple ribbon like this. And what I'm going to do is kind of fold it along the top, almost like a little collar. So, measure. You can add beads onto here. You can embellish this however you want. You can have a good time. Basically decorating your tassel along the top. So easy. Because this is nice satiny ribbon, the Mod Podge will be fine as far as sticking. So I'm going to, like I said, make a little kind of collar. I thought that would look cute. And hold it in place. Might want to put a little bit more on the seam. Hold it in place. So the Mod Podge goes on top, and the button goes on top, with the knots on the bottom. Blink. And there you go. Now I think I'm going to embellish the green just a little bit, but I'm going to wait till everything sets. But it ends up being super cute. What I ended up doing, I was playing with a couple things. I had to actually re-glue the button. It didn't have enough glue on it, so I re-glued that. And then I decided to add a little bit of a red organza ribbon around. And then I put a dab of Mod Podge along the back, just to let the red ribbon stay in place. You can decorate this however you want. You can like wrap gold on top of the ribbon. You can do all kinds of fun things along the top. But the key here is the fact that you have this really fun tassel made from an upcycled old book. And because this is still wet, I'm not going to pull on this really hard. But you can do a few of these if you have extra book paper lying around. And then while I'm waiting for that to finish, there's one other thing I was going to do with some of my extra book stuff. And it's a very, very old-fashioned thing to do, which is doing a chain. I mean, how easy can that be? So, cut, Mod glue a circle. And this you have like so much extra book paper that you didn't use, so hold it tight. Do another one. And keep going. And you can string this on a tree too.
I've been saving these little armchair ornaments from a friend of mine. I thought they would always look really cute in here too with the books. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed this lengthy video on how to upcycle books for a book-themed Christmas tree. Have a wonderful holiday from the Urban Domestic Diva and my family to yours.